All right, so I'm back. It's February 18th, 2020, I think. Here at the shop, D-Wayne showed up unannounced there, and we did a walkthrough of the bullet list items from Josh's text message. He agreed with some, didn't agree with some others. I'm just going to real quickly try to capture the leaks that we've identified here. I've opened up the west roll-up door already, so there's some water in here that's dripped off of it and stuff because the outside was wet. But anyway, before I opened it, there was a huge leak here. You can still see there's a lot of water there. There was a small leak here at the number 2, which I think is now landing on top of the open door. Water is visible dripping from the second lower tuba 6. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it now. And it's also on the purlin above it. It's dripping off the purlin, hitting the tuba 6, and kind of coming down various structures in the wall, and it was bouncing down to this place. So there is a leak there. It's 1 and 2. We come around here to the southwest corner. I've marked these. It's really like a couple, maybe more leaks. I've marked it number 3, visible shimmer, and there's also visible drips on the 1, 2, the second purlin coming out. It's right there where my bright light is. I think there was another one over to the right too, but there's a leak on that purlin. It's number 4. Oh, that's the one we need. Okay, so number 4. It's actively dripping here at the moment. You can see this is in the second middle 20 by 20 cut block of concrete in from the west door. Right here, kind of near the corner, it's dripping. As I stand here, when I go up, I can see water dripping off the purlin above that lower 2 by 6 brace. So it's coming out right where my bright white light is, and it would be down the roof from it at that point. I can see visible drips there. It's leak number 3. No, 4. That's number 7. 16. 10. Must have gone. Maybe this is it. Yeah, that's number 5. Okay, so a lot of this is still wet from the big leaks we had when the skylights were still in, but that spot right there is fresh water that's dripping right now as it rains outside. Again, this is in the middle square of concrete, north-south wise, and 2 squares in from the west door. So when I go up, looks like there's some water, a water bead on what would be the 1, 2, 3rd, that one, 3rd purlin down from the peak right there. I'm pretty sure there's a water droplet on that. That's about right for that leak. So, number 5. I missed that one earlier. 10, 9, 8, 7. Where the heck is number 6? Oh, there it is. That may be a false alarm, but I think there was actually some water there earlier when it was raining. It doesn't appear to be now. That would be in the 1, 2, 3rd square concrete south from the or off the west wall. And this would be like the northwest corner of it. Number 6 is a maybe. All right, number 7. Still an active leak. There's obviously water there. I'm in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th column on the south wall inside. And when I go up, I see water on that I guess it'd be the first purling in from the edge. And I think I see a screw. Yeah, there's a screw sticking through the insulation right there, and there's a wet spot. So it looks like they just totally missed the board there, and maybe that hole's, apparently it's obviously leaking underneath that fastener. It's right there to the left of my bright spot. Number 7. Number 8. Now this has got a little bit of fresh water, not a lot, but any water is unacceptable to me in a new building, which is apparently a high standard to some people. So it's a little hard to pinpoint where that's coming from. I don't know, man. It's not obvious, but it needs to be fixed. Right. Okay. So here's number 9 and number 10. 9's right here. It's splattering around it. You can see the splatter, and 10 is a very active leak. When I go up, I see water on the, what I would say is the second purling down the south slope here from the main, or I guess I'm calling those 2 up in the center ones. I guess it'd be the second or third, depending on how you count it. But that one right there, that purling, there's obviously water dripping right there where my white light is. Right there's the drip. Now this other one's a little farther back into the right, and if I look, I see another drip right there on, what would be, if I'm staying consistent, 1, 2, 3, the 4th purling back, and it's dripping down onto that 2x6 brace underneath it. So there's where that leak is. That's number 9 and 10. Number 11 is back over here on the south wall. 1, 2, 3rd column in from the east is right there. So when I go up looking for some water, should be right in there somewhere. It's not really jumping out at me. Still, it's not dripping. It was dripping earlier. It doesn't appear to be at the moment. That's interesting. So 11 may have magically healed itself, but in case, that's where it is. 12 is over here by this east walk-through door. Dwayne and I made a lot of tracks and tracked the water through here, but when I got here, there was water coming out the middle of the door there, and it had come farther out in the middle, and it was wicking down toward both sides. So I kind of marked the whole thing. I think the reason for that is that screw right there, and it's got that thing bent down at an angle. So he's gonna try to jerry rig it, I'm sure. Said he's gonna put silicone under it and remove the screw. We'll see what happens. No offense, Dwayne, if you hear this. All right, 13. It's over here on this edge of the garage door. A pretty big leak coming out to here that's wicking down underneath the door all the way to the end. So water's getting under that door. Dwayne thinks that it's because you can see daylight in that corner. Now that's possible that it's coming in and leaking out here. But let's just look and see if we see anything dripping up there before we draw the same conclusion. Yeah, I don't see anything obvious. Maybe that is coming out from under the door. Number 13. This corner looks pretty good over here, the northeast corner. Bunch of dust coming in here. Here's number 14. So this was leaking when I first got here. Let's see if there's still any water in it. Huh. Another one that's almost magically healed itself. Apparently. Number 14. Yeah, I feel like I see some water on that piece of angle that runs across there. Some shininess. Yeah, there's definitely some water if you look going down that. It's coming out right there on the truss, and it's running down the bottom face of the truss. And coming down this post. Yeah, look at that, it's made it to the floor. So that drip is coming all the way down to the floor on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th post from the west on the north wall. So I need to mark that. That's a new one. Or that leak is moved, I think, more appropriately. That's gonna be like number 17, I believe. So it looks like number 14 is now moved over to number 17. The actual water hitting the ground. But the leak appears to be originating above number 14. For sure, it's coming out right about where that piece of angle iron ties into the truss. Above that, it's a little difficult to make it out. I don't know. There's a bunch of dust blowing in here or something. Okay, it looks like there's a nail coming out the edge of that piece of wood there. Or a screw or whatever they use. Okay, that's number 14/17. Here's number 15. Yeah, there's still a little puddle there, so that's a active leak. Yeah, and if I go up, I can see water droplets coming off the purlin and then the 2x6 cross brace underneath it. Move this back and forth in the hopes that maybe it shows up on the video. Anyway, it's that cross brace. It'd be the first one in from the north wall and the purlin above it. It's where the leak is originating. That was number 15. Number 16 was the one that I missed numbering the first go round. Let's see if we can find it. 4 is leaking actively. 16. Okay. And a little bit of, yeah, there's some water there. It's not obvious where it's at. That may be a little moisture shimmer. I don't know, man. It's it does to be pretty much on the center line, though. Appear to be pretty much on the center line. It's directly under the would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th truss west of the east wall. Okay, that's all the leaks I see at this time. Only 17.